Alright folks, the new Japanese gun cooling heavy tanks should be coming in early 2024, likely end of January, but these vehicles are mostly about turret armor, gun depression, and basically haul down tactics. But let's do a quick preview of their stats to see which ones are good, which ones are fun, or kinda crap and you should probably sell. But starting at tier 5, coming from the 𝗔𝗧, you need to research the engine, but the engine is only 850 XP, that's nothing. So from the line, it seems that per vehicle are more expensive than the average, likely because of less module to research. So tier 5 seems about 2000 XP more expensive, tier 6 about 7000, tier 7 is likely about 5000 to about 10,000, tier 8 usually it's about 80-ish thousand XP, so about 20,000 XP more expensive, tier 9 about 40-ish thousand XP, and tier 10 is about 70-ish thousand XP more expensive, mostly because less module to research. Then again, for the higher tiers, holy crap, there's still a lot. So unlike the older vehicles, you don't need to research that many modules, like with the M103 or the Conqueror needing like 4 engines or something. So starting at tier 5, Mitsu 108, you need to research the turret for the gun. The radio is shared on the medium tanks, supposedly. Medium tanks, tank destroyers, all of them share the same radio. And the engine is not shared, so goes for the tracks. But stock wise, let's take a look at the stock 75mm. DPM is okay, accuracy meh, aim time meh, 10 degrees of gun depression okay enough, 150mm of pen for AP usually. Armor wise, 70 the hull front, 90 for the turret front, 40 for the hull sides, 70 for the turret sides. Doesn't seem that good. Mobility wise, stock wise, only about 14.5 horsepower per ton ratio, 35 km/h top speed, garbage camo, garbage view range. Alright, base model wise, let's see, without upgrading the turret, the hull armor is 70 at the front. So using a 75mm, we have about usually 120-ish millimeters of pin. That's 115. Yeah, you'll go through. Yeah, the two mini turrets, the boobs on the front are only 60. Oh god, those are kind of crap. Yeah, crap. Middle is only 80 to 25. Oh god, that sucks. Stock turret is only 90. Yeah, the armor is not great. It's a big, large, medium tank of a heavy tank designation. It's a medium tank, so like a T28 practically. It is big. Armor is very situational, only good against high explosive rounds. Yeah, holy crap, only 30 for the sides, 40 between the tracks with 20mm for the tracks. There is shielding of sorts, space armor of 10mm, but that's not enough. That's not even close. So yeah, no armor whatsoever. Alright, let's upgrade. So upgrade wise, you need to research a turret for the gun. You don't need to research the tracks to mount the turret, so that's good. But unknown if the equipments are too heavy for this vehicle before you get the turret. But researching the turret gets you more DPM, accuracy, yada yada, the usual. But alright, let's see with the upgraded turret. Only 100mm compared to 90, 95. It's still crap. It's a big piece of ass of a target. Oh god. Alright, the gun is 105mm, high alpha for tier 5 at 300 alpha. That's pretty good, but DPM sucks. It's like the pre-nerf version of the Mito 100 or OI, experimental OI, at the original super test of the vehicle, but they removed it. It's way too good. This thing doesn't have the armor though. It has the mobility, but DPM sucks with the high alpha. Pen is alright. Yeah, okay. Yeah, research, everything else. Yeah, you don't need the tracks to mount the stuff. That's good. You don't need the tracks. Yeah, you can just freely research everything without the tracks. That's good. Alright, let's take a look at the research path. XP needed is not that high, so you can research the turret first, and then the gun, and then the engine, and then the tracks. Not that bad, but onto tanks.gg. We can see that dispersion while moving is horrendous. Turret traverse is also horrendous. It's not accurate while moving. Not even close. Also, the double boobs block your gun depression. Yeah, on paper it's 10 degrees, but you're only getting 2 degrees of gun depression to the side of the mini turrets. That's a false advertisement. So it's like with the OHO at tier 8. So that thing has 10 degrees on paper gun depression, but in actual reality it has only like 1 or 0 at the front. So yeah, okay, that's a lie. Gun depression is a lie. It's only 2 degrees, mostly. Mostly. Dispersion sucks. Terrain resistance is alright for a heavy, but effectively top speed is decent enough. It's a large ass medium tank for a heavy tank. It has a lot of health. That's good, but you might want to stick with the 75mm. Might. Yeah, that helps out the turret traverse dispersion dramatically. I mean, also helps out with the actual accuracy and DPM and stuff, but cuts the alpha, surprise, and cuts the penetration. Show velocity is also slower, but oh no, it only carries 80 rounds of the 75, so potential damage is half of the 105. So you might have problems if you spam too much. Alright. Yeah, originally I rated it at 5 out of 10. No, it's not 5. No. This seems bad. It seems like a 4, maybe 3.5 out of 10. I mean, unless this thing has like what, 20 horsepower per ton ratio with like 50 kilometers per hour top speed. Yeah, it seems slow. It seems big without armor. DPM sucks. Dispersion sucks. No gun depression. Seems like a at best 4 out of 10. Yeah, at best 4 out of 10. It's just, well, alright, moving on to the Junu. Tier 6, supposed to have 260mm of stock turret armor, but yeah, they nerfed it to 130. I wonder why. Should be like a Sherman Jumbo scenario, but nope. Too good. Alright, you don't need the tracks. You need to upgrade the turret for the gun. Alright, the tracks is not necessary for all the module, which is good. XP needed for the turret and the gun doesn't seem that high, but you have to play about 5 battles or so with double XP and premium time and other crap, but it doesn't seem that bad. Stock is a 75mm too, so not the worst of tier 6 medium tank guns. Okay, fine. So researching, let's see. Turret armor on the stock turret is, well, 125. It's not great. So with the average medium tank gun, they'll have problems when you're hauled down, but if we're bumping up to like 90mm guns with about 170-ish, 160-ish millimeters of pin, like a Hellcat, yeah, they'll go through. 130 for the middle plate on the hull, which is not half bad, but it will likely go through with large calibers. It's only 40 for the base of the hull. That is crap. Lower plate, 65, crap. Cupola, 60, crap. Side armor, 60, workable, but still meh. Yeah, it's a big vehicle. It's a big chunky boy, but it's not like the OI. This thing doesn't have 150 at the front, on the turret or on the hull, so it's a big boy. Alright, let's upgrade. Upgrade the turret, increase the DPM, and better accuracy, aim time, the usual. Don't need the tracks for the stuff, which is good. Yeah, base tracks are fine for all the modules. The radio should be shared. Everything else should be, yeah, not shared. Alright, let's just turn up all the stuff, but 88mm L56. Copy of the German gun. So DPM wise, not bad, but let's see the actual armor. It's still 160, so a little bit more effective against 90mm guns or 88s, but not really against high tier guns. This thing will see tier 8s. Tier 8s will have 120s sometimes, or 105s even, but yeah. Giant chimney of a cupola. Okay. It shouldn't have the gun depression problem as with the tier 5. Yeah, DPM is alright. Penetration for a for 88mm is decent, as well as the alpha, but accuracy decent enough. Dispersion while moving sucks ass again, but turret traverse is a lot better than the 105 on the tier 5. Alright, potential damage, not bad. It's okay, not the worst. Horsepower per ton ratio feels about the same. Same goes with the top speed. Terrain resistance is a little bit worse for soft. Yeah, it's for soft. And for medium as well. Okay. Health seems about okay-ish. Garbage camo. Yeah. At least a full man crew. At least you have a loader for safe stowage and intuition. But yeah, no gun depression problem. It seems okay. I mean, it seems okay, but it's a big ass target without armor. I mean, armor is a little bit better than the tier 5, but not much. Not really, right? So originally I gave it a 6 out of 10 depending on armor. No, this is like a 5. At best, a 5. It feels kind of average. It's a big ass target. The good thing about it is the gun with the DPM and penetration and the alpha. But otherwise, yeah, it's a 5 at best. Really 5 at best. Alright, moving on to tier 7. The 𝗀𝗀. So upgrade path seems about the same. You need the turret for the gun, radio is shared, you need to research the engine and tracks, but the tracks are unnecessary, presumably. But stock wise, it's a big boy too with garbage camo as well. You don't need the tracks for the turret or for the gun, that's good. You need to research the turret for the gun though, but yeah, you don't need the tracks upgraded, which is nice. Crew of 5, again, a loader dedicated to loading. Alright, stock armor wise on the stock turret, it's 170, so a little bit better, but it's still kind of flat. Actually, it's 130. Ugh. Come on, man. 170 for around the mantlet, but it's a square flat surface. This thing will face tier 9s. It doesn't care. Yeah, no armor wise, it doesn't care. The roof might bounce a few, but that's a small area. Chimney of a cupola. Yeah, 130 is crap for tier 7. It's no T29, not even close. Upper plate 150 effectively, 85 baseline, crap. Lower plate 100, crap. I mean, it's a Tiger 1. Tiger 1 has a lot of health. This thing doesn't have as much health or the DPM of a Tiger 1. So it is 88mm L56, but into a 105. But yeah, you need to research stuff. Baseline. Yeah, armor is kind of poo poo. It's kind of bad. It does have side skirts. But it's only 40mm between the tracks and 65 above. Nothing. That's peanuts. That's nothing. Alright, upgrade to the better turret. Gives you a Panzer IV-esque of a shielding on the sides. Better DPM, of course. Yeah, it doesn't have the Tiger 1's DPM. Not even close. But then again, it's a larger caliber gun than the 88mm L71. But alright, let's see the actual armor on the upgraded turret. 200mm, but it's still 120 for the cheeks. It is sloped, but it's still better. 200mm baseline is okay. It's like a Porsche Tiger upper plate ish. So not half bad, but you still have a chimney on top. Hull armor is still utter crap. It's good against tier 5s, I guess, but yeah, armor doesn't seem to hold up. Yeah, okay. Let's take a look at the actual stats. So dispersion, still kind of crap for moving, but it's a little bit better now. Slightly. Turret resistance seems about the same. Same goes with horsepower per ton ratio and top speed. These all feel about the same mobility at lower tiers. Penetration is alright. I mean, it's close to the T29 in terms of alpha and penetration. Accuracy is decent enough, aim time is decent enough. No gun depression weirdness. Health, average. View range, average. Potential damage is high, which is good. Good ammo count, but shell velocity, 900. Okay. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Seems okay, but I rated it originally at 5.5 out of 10. It's still like a 5. It doesn't feel that good. I mean, it's still okay. It's average. I mean, I would rather play with this vehicle than with tier 6 with the Junnu, mostly because better turret armor. Yeah, the turret armor on this thing doesn't really hold up at tier 6 compared to 200mm at tier 7. It's a little bit better at tier 7, so solid 5, maybe 5.25. Solid, it's solid, but doesn't feel that crazy. It's still a traditional single shot, non-cooled. It's not cooled gun of a design, whatever. Alright, tier 8. The most Russian looking Japanese heavy tank. Type 57. Well, yeah, that is lots of funky angles, like a Russian heavy tank, so presumably the armor is pretty good, but you're lacking a loader now, so no safe stowage or intuition. The commander is also the loader, so that's unfortunate, but you don't need to research the tracks for the modules, supposedly, but it's still about the same layout. You need the engine, the turret for the guns, but okay. Let's see. Stock turret wise, it's a lot better of a cupola. Oh yeah, it seems better. It's still a 90mm. Let's use a 105 with about, say, 220mm of pen. Cheeks will shrug off most of the shells, which is good. Cupola is a little bit smaller than the chimneys, but still kind of a big problem, right? I mean, if you're hauled down. Upper plate, 200mm with trollish angles on the sides. Slope 80. 130 for the road wheel support. 130 for the lower plate. That's angled downwards. Yeah, hull armor is dramatically better. Yeah, 200mm is fine for a tier 8 with that angle, but yeah, armor seems a lot better. This is stock, so hull armor on the sides, auto bounce above the tracks, and also like a object 252U-ish, or maybe the 257 slightly, which is good. I mean, that's auto bounce. It's only 70 between the tracks, and there's a little sponsor in the back, so don't be too aggressive with side scraping, but it's a little bit better than the earlier tiers at side scraping. Alright, so modify the turret. You don't need the tracks for the upgraded turret, which is nice. Cupola seems a little bit smaller, which is good. Still, it's only 110, but it's moved slightly a little bit more to the starboard side. Alright. Yeah, the gun depression port or room is not a weak spot. It is well sloped 45. So that's not a weak spot on top for the Mohawk. Alright. Yeah, armor seems a little bit more reliable on the tier 8 than with prior tiers. Alright, research the gun. Gives you better DPM, obviously. Engine. And radio. So fully, it seems okay enough considering the competition, right? It seems okay enough in terms of armor and the gun performance, but let's see, Type 57. Dispersion while moving still sucks, so vertical stabilizer is probably a must. Accuracy with the cooling now is 0.27, but before cools is 0.4. I mean, could be shaved down with vents and brothers in arms, but I mean, you're used to it, right? No, you're not used to it. Type 63 has 0.36 without cooling accuracy. So Yeah, premium tanks are better than tech tree tanks. I might be... No, it's... The premium has better cooled or non-cooled accuracy. I complained about it too. Yeah, it has 0.36 non-cooled accuracy. The same cooled accuracy, but yeah, premium tanks are better. What the fudge. Also faster too. Faster to rev, faster top speed. It's freaking bias. Yeah, sure, okay. Freaking nuts. Alright. Yeah, gun depression seems fine. Potential damage seems fine. 50 rounds is plenty. DPM seems okay. It's workable. 1500 health. That's fine. Originally, I rated it at 5.75 to 6.5 out of 10. Armor is okay. Armor is a lot more reliable than prior tiers. This is where the fun begins. Prior tiers are, whatever. 5, 4s, you know, whatever. This one feels... Oh, not this one. This one feels 5.5. Solid 5.5, maybe 6. So it feels fine, right? It feels fine. You have to wiggle about the turret to throw off the shots to the cupola, but it seems fine. I mean, it's fine for front lines. It seems okay. Not bad, not worse, not the worst. I can work with this. I can definitely work with this. DPM is alright. But moving on to tier 9. 2 guns to research. One without the turret, one with the turret. M103 scenario. You can get a tier 9 intermediate gun before you get the tier 10 gun, or you can just straight jump to the tier 10 gun. But the tier 10 gun should be better than the tier 9 version. Yep, it's better. Better DPM, better accuracy. It's not even cooled. Hold up. Oh, it is cooled, but... Dispersion. Why doesn't this show the non-cooled dispersion accuracy? What the hell? It is double aiming system, but doesn't show the 2 accuracies. Accuracies? Accuracy? Alright, fine, whatever. Radio is always there, that's fine. Alright. 105 stock gun. That seems fine, but armor wise, alright. It's a lot sturdier. Cupola is smaller too. It's like a pimple of a tumor on top. It's not the worst, but upper plate only 60, lower plate 110. So it's like a projectile. Yeah, upper plate sucks. Driver hatch is flat, but it is thicker, but it's still flat. Alright, side armor. No weird angles. It's only 70. You could bounce a few, but don't overcommit to side scraping. Okay, armor is only good for hull down, right? Mostly. But let's research the turret. Let's see. XP needed. Yeah, seems about right. Tier 9s have one of the worst stock grinds, so there's a lot of XP needed for stock grinding a tier 9, but researching the turret does not need the tracks, which is good. Upgrading the turret gives you better armor. Yeah, more consistency, 280. A lot better. Cupola might seem a little bit bigger than the little pimple on top, but still about close enough of a size. Rangefinder is not a weak spot. Hull armor is still crap. But what is interesting about this vehicle is once you research the gun, so you can research the intermediate 120, but the top gun is way better. There's no downside to the top gun. Why the hell did they show the cooling on this one? What the hell? You saw? It's gaslighting me. What the? This didn't show up initially. What the hell? Okay, fine. Yeah, it's the same base accuracy and cooled accuracy, and the time it takes to cool as well as aim time, but you just get better penetration, better DPM out of it. So, yeah, it's the same concept with the M103. Would you rather waste the XP to have a better stock grind than researching the turret and then the gun? So, if you're doing this combo, it takes about 80-ish, like twice as much XP needed for this gun, right? So, I mean, can the 105 carry you? Theoretically, it could. DPM just sucks. But theoretically, the 105 should be able to carry you without researching the intermediate 120. But if you want a better stock grind, research the 120 first and use this gun before researching the turret and then the gun, the top 120. That's up for debate. That's really up for debate. But yeah, it's like with the M103. You also have the hydropneumatic suspension, the tracks. You don't need to research the radio. Radio is fine, stock wise. It's 720 compared to 750. That will save you 20. Then again, it doesn't matter. That will save you about 10,000 XP. But yeah, use the stock radio. Stock radio weighs less, 70 kilograms compared to 150. Yeah, 30 meters of radio range is not that much, especially above 700, right? It doesn't matter. You would rather have less weight with better horsepower per ton ratio. Very small incremental, but still adds up. So interesting. What's also interesting is this gun. 2,400 DPM seems pretty good. That's about the same as the M103, right? That's without the rammer too. M103, same scenario. What? They changed it? Oh my god, they changed it. It's been years. Originally, this gun wasn't part of the turret. Theoretically, you could research the turret and this gun without researching the intermediate 120. So when you research the T110E5, actually was it? You don't need the top gun. You can research the T110E5 and you get this gun unlocked. I'm getting flipped around, but yeah, this intermediate gun will carry you, whereas the top gun is better, but you don't need to research the top gun. Top gun is automatically unlocked once you research the E5. There we go, that was the way. Alright, do you know the way? DPM seems about the same. Just accuracy is better cooled compared to the base accuracy of the M103. But Gold Shell is not as strong. It is APCR compared to high explosive anti-tank, but this gun seems good. DPM seems good. You don't need to worry about the accuracy as much as you would think. I mean, base accuracy is 0.4 compared to 0.37, which is okay, slightly different, but not that much. Yeah, this seems fun. I mean, it's a high DPM gun with turret armor. Granted, the two turrets, M103 has a little bit weaker of a cupola design. It's a little bit bigger. So M103, I love mine. I don't know why, I'm weird, but it's all about the DPM on that vehicle. So yeah, cupola is kind of big on the M103. It's right in the middle too. Exterior, wrong? No. Wrong thing to click, not the exterior. Armor. But yeah, the hull armor is better on the American tanks. Yeah, definitely better. But the cupola is kind of prominent, so interesting. Would I rather play with the M103 or with the Type 68? Oh man. I mean, cupola is smaller. Cupola is definitely smaller, with the same DPM gun too. You have the same gun depression practically. Actually, you have better gun depression. It is 8 degrees plus 4 degrees. Whereas the M103 is just 8 degrees. This thing seems about the same speed too. 17 horsepower per ton ratio. Might be slightly faster in terms of base top speed. I have to compare this. This must be proven. It seems good. Compare with the M103. You have slightly less DPM, surprisingly. Alright. Better accuracy, but yeah, after cooling, not as much. Or yeah, before cooling, not as much. Dispersion while moving the turret is a little bit worse, but not the worst. So 0.1 is fine. You have better horsepower per ton ratio, better top speed, better terrain resistance, and 4 more degrees because of the tracks, and better elevation too. 9 degrees with the tracks. Shell cost a little bit more expensive, but still carried the same amount of ammo. Slightly slower shell velocity, but not the most dramatic one. Faster to aim, about the same DPM. So basically you have crappier hull, but stronger turret with a smaller cupola, with the same view range, and slightly better camo, weighs a little bit more, and better mobility than an M103, with about the same DPM. That is the caveat. This seems fun. Yeah, this seems decent too. Not half bad. I mean, tier 8 seems good, tier 9 seems good. This thing I rated it at 5.5 to 6 out of 10. This might be a 5 point. This might be a 6. Solid 6. Maybe it's a good medium tank. It's not exactly a heavy. Whereas the hull armor is not as reliable as the M103. It's a solid 6. Maybe 6.5 on a good day. Yeah, on a good day it's a 6.5. And finally, moving on to tier 10. The video is dragging out kinda long. No research needed for the Type 71. Large STB practically, or Type 74. Let's see how good the armor is. So, on the Russian server, we saw the upper plate was 170. It should be only 120. Yeah, 120 baseline. So effectively 170. There are troish angles on the cheeks of the hull, but 40 for a little bit above the roof, or sloped roof-ish. Driver hatch, weak spot. Commander cupola, kind of crap. 110. Yeah. Lower plate, don't even think about it. I'll just shoot the hull. Side armor, 70, crap. Don't even side scrape. I mean, you could bounce with the V shape on the rear end, but that is a very gimmick area. Don't even think about it. Yeah, just go hull down. Yeah, hull down should hide the cupola a little bit better, like into that. But all right, no module research required. Same crew layout. It's a 120. Yada yada. Let's just take tanks.gg to take a look. Dispersion is a lot better than 0.2. Holy. Oh, 0.16. Yeah. Dispersion seems to get better per tier. Terrain resistance still kind of bad, but you have a little bit better horsepower per ton ratio. Top speed is still kind of bad, but it's always been 35. Health is more like a M5 Yo tank than a Super Conqueror, so about 200 less than you would like, but is that about the same as the E5? Well, let's just compare this with the E5. Speaking of the devil. Yeah, same health as the E5 or M5 Yo. A lot worse hull armor than the E5, definitely. But DPM, nearly the same, close, but yeah, E5 is a DPM machine. About the same difference for traverse dispersion. Shell velocity is slightly slower, but you do carry 3 more rounds. A little bit more expensive of shell. Traverse is a little bit faster with better horsepower per turn ratio and better terrain resistance at the cost of 2 km per hour top speed. So still feels slightly more mobile than the E5, slightly, but it's faster to turn? No, effective traverse is actually slower to turn. Interesting. Even though it has better horsepower per turn ratio, it has effectively slower traverse, even though terrain resistance is better. That doesn't make sense. Alright, just feels like an E5 with a smaller tumor on top, right? Better engine health, so it doesn't get engine damaged. Oh man. Would I play with this thing than with the actual E5? DPM seems not bad, right? DPM seems not bad. It is still a crap cupola on top, but it is not as big as the E5. Huh. It's very comparable to American tanks. Yeah, E5 tumor is huge. But then again, originally this tumor was 230 or 250 effective. They nerfed it, obviously, but it's about 230, 240-ish millimeters effective. E5 used to be pre-Super Conqueror, right? It was mobile, it has a lot of DPM, has gun depression, but Yeah, the tumor killed it with the nerf. Oh. I mean, it's a bigger, more obvious weak spot, but it's thicker on paper and effectively. Type 71 or the E5? Yeah, that is a question too. Yeah, cupola is smaller, but effectively armor is weaker on the Type 71. Mobility feels nearly identical. Accuracy, aim time also feels nearly identical with the DPM as well. So it's like a weaker armor version, but you're more able and capable at sniping than an E5 sort of scenario, right? Originally I rated it at 5.5 to 6 out of 10. Yeah, it's a solid 6. It's still a DPM machine, but yeah, it's still okay, I guess. I mean, it's a lot better than the lower tiers. Well, there you go, folks. All the new Japanese heavy tanks, but out of this initial impression of all the stats, this one's a piece of crap. This is the piece of crap of the line. This is the Jiro of the line. The mini turrets block the gun depression. This sucks. The boobs blocks your gun depression to 2 degrees. Yeah, this one feels the worst. Doesn't have armor. It's about the same mobility. Gun doesn't have the DPM. It's big. Okay. Yeah, this is the Jiro. This is this piece of shit. Oh god, I hate this thing. It's so slow without armor. It's crap. I have it. Oh god, this is the worst out of the line. This is the black sheep. It sucks ass. So yeah, the Mitsu 108. This is the worst out of the line. These two feel okay, average-ish. You won't have a good time. You won't pull your hair out as with the tier 5, but you won't have a good time with these two. Tier 8 is where it gets fun. Tier 9 is where you get the DPM. So tier 8 has the most consistent armor, the better armor out of all the vehicle in the tier, whereas the tier 9, tier 10 has the DPM. So most fun I think you will have is likely the tier 9. It has the DPM, has a strong turret front, mobile, and doesn't rely on, you know, facing all tier 10s. You can face tier 7s, whereas matchmaking for tier 10s are, you know, usually just all tier 10s. But this thing could see tier 7s with the M103's DPM, which is kind of scary. So yeah, the best vehicle out of the line is likely this vehicle. Likely. And then the tier 8, and then the tier 10, and the rest is whatever. Oh, there you go, folks. I rambled on for 40 minutes about the Japanese heavy tanks. I recommend you using blueprints for all these vehicles. Mostly because less XP needed for the modules means more XP needed for the vehicles. Therefore, blueprints, yeah, are more valuable. Definitely more valuable. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Tell me how you feel about these Japanese heavy tanks. I mean, they're okay. I mean, higher tiers feels a little bit better, but yeah, lower tiers, average. Maybe even sub-average. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.